Just want to make another point for you guys. It's about our jobs, things we do. I've told you time and time again, I love my job. My job only takes me a couple hours a day. I'm damn good at my job. I'm that guy. The reason why I'm always that guy at every job I have is because I don't look at the money. I don't ever at any point look at what they're paying me. It's left me pretty broke for a lot of the time until one day I decided, now that I know what the hell I'm doing, now that I've got all these ideas and I've picked apart the system, I'm gonna put myself into play. I did a little negotiating, started showing people how willing to work hard I am. Ain't got nothing to do with the hourly, it has everything to do with Rob is the dude. It did nothing but put me at the top. It put me at the top because I wasn't looking at the money. I didn't think in my head, well, they're only paying me to do this, so I'm only gonna do that. Like, there's a job where twice a week, this warehouse would get a bunch of stuff, needed to be taken out of the truck and restacked on pallets. It's very easy to sort. The hardest part of the job was getting the stuff, breaking down the pallets and getting it out of the truck. They used to pay a couple of people like 3-4 hours each to do that. I came in alone, doing it in 2 because I was willing to fight hard and go crazy. And guess what? I got the job and they don't work there anymore. You see, money has been holding us back in the biggest freaking ways. It's impossible for me to, like, in my world, in a better world, a perfect, I don't want to say my world is perfect, but we would get there much faster if we tried it this way. There's a job called a funerary speaker in my world. Now we kind of have those here too. This person's job is to go around to funerals, strictly funerals. They talk to the people who are closest to the deceased. They spend a couple days while they're doing the viewing and getting ready for the ceremony and stuff. They spend a couple days speaking with the people closest to that person. They craft carefully with their knowledge of vocabulary a speech which will invoke emotion and give credence to this person's life. Only rich people can afford that. Somebody who makes less than $100,000 probably has never had one of those. But people who make less than $100,000 usually end up being the ones who deserve one the most. Because people who make $100,000 in a lot of situations realize just how much you can do outside of the money. Now, I don't know what else I can do to describe this to you, except to say that when somebody dies, they deserve every bit of us for a little bit to let them go properly, not just for them, but for us. Because if we don't let go of them properly, we hold on to little bits and pieces of things we never understood. If somebody gets up there and applies themselves like a professional, somebody whose entire career is giving credence to the dead, gets up there and speaks, you listen. You will, because they will be damn good at it. And that's what working within money takes away from us. When you're paying somebody to do something, they're only going to put the exact amount of time into it that you paid for. Regardless of how it looks in the end, they'll be like, well, if I had spent 6 hours on this, it'd look really nice, but you only paid me for 3, so around that 3rd hour, I kind of started wrapping things up, you know. Like, and I get it. The world would go a little bit slower, but the phone in your pocket would last longer and it would be upgradable. The clothes that you wear wouldn't rip every time you ran into something because they'd be much durable, better material. The quality that we have lost is because money has cheapened it all. Everything is built to break. Tires on cars aren't even the best way they're not even the safest way to move cars around. They were the most supportable by money. They had all the most basic things, and they made it out of what they had the most of. Now, if we started looking at that tech, we realize that tires aren't actually the best way. It's a tracking system of some kind, something repetitive that doesn't need replaced. There's, and if it did need replaced, it would just be a little pad instead of an entire tire. There are many technologies that are being choked off and held back because we built huge factories to just make tires. Like, money is destroying our ability to grow. Capitalism is a great thing for tricking and forcing money into growth, but look at what it's doing to the rest of the world. It's not the right way to do it. We've got to start working together, and we've got to put this money down so that we can connect and do things for each other again.